Hi everyone, my name is Nuria and this is my sewing journey, and for today's video we're gonna make a dress. One of my best friends is getting married this weekend. It's more of a casual small family wedding. It's going to be in a farmhouse, so I want to be comfortable. They send this little board for men and for women, and I want to mix these ideas with some of the ideas I have. They give both options of trousers and a dress. I prefer a dress because it's more flowy, and then I can also wear it for summer. So let's make this video into making a wedding guest dress that I can also use for summer. And because it's really difficult for me to decide exactly how the dress is going to look like, if I want it long, if I want it short, what do I want, I'm gonna make two. Because why not, you know? I have some fabric left from the bell dress. A lot, actually. I'm going to make a short version with this fabric as a prototype, and if it works out, then I'm going to go and buy the fabric and make it in the long version. For the design, I already told you that I wanted like the bell dress. I'm gonna put some pictures here that I found on Pinterest of what I like. Something I really like, and I think it's gonna be really comfortable for summer, is this low back with an elastic. So I don't need zippers and I don't need nothing. And guess what? For the bell dress, I made 1,000,000,000 tiers that were too short. So I think I'm going to be using these ones that are already made. So let's pattern the top. To draft this pattern, I'm going to need the front pattern, the back pattern, and then the tiers. I'm gonna add them later. I think for the first time in history, I'm gonna bring you through the process of how I pattern this. So come with me. If you don't have this pattern, I have a video explaining how to make it. The only thing that's wrong in that pattern is that the bust line is assumed to be 3 centimeters above your armhole. What I would do is just measure exactly where your bust point is. So measure from here to your bust point and add that instead of 3 centimeters below the armhole. And from there, we continue. I forgot to tell you, once you have your basic top pattern from my video, or if you have yours, you have to create all these lines. So I have another video about it, and it's called pattern contouring. And we're going to need this to create the neckline and to account for the holes and the gapping everywhere when you build it. Transfer all these lines into the paper. All the marks, all the darts, everything. Now I have this line here, and this is supposed to be the top of my bust, so I do not want to go below that because then it's going to make me uncomfortable. So what I want to do is create, I know the strap is going to come from the line between my bust and the middle of my shoulder. I know that the strap is going to be around here, and I know that the strap is going to be quite thick. So I'm going to make it like this, and then I'm going to make the armhole smaller. And I need this to be a 90-degree angle and a 90-degree angle, or it will create a weird curve. This is my final neckline. And then the idea is that I have to get rid of all the spaces that cross this line. So this dart I have to get rid of. This dart I have to get rid of. And this dart I have to get rid of. And this one here also. And we're going to transfer all of them to this dart here. So let's start by opening this dart. Now let's start with the neck dart. I open one side and I go until the bust point, but without crossing. I get my tape and I get rid of this blue part here. So I have to make sure that this dart is non-existent. You're going to see that this line is not matching anymore, but it's no problem for now because we're going to fix it later. Next one, shoulder. Next thing I'm going to do is smoothen these lines. So I'm just going to connect them like this and like this. And then I'm ready to cut the final pattern. Once you have the pattern, it should look something like this. You have to remember that this pattern is made to fit the waistline. And also it's important to know that I'm not going to close this dart later on because I want the flowiness and I want the space in there. Like, let's look into the back. For the back, we repeat exactly the same steps. We trace every single dart, every single notch, everything. Now here we have our back pattern, and what we have to do is put the side of our front, and then we're gonna mark here. I will want my strap around here, so I'm gonna go up again, and then I'm gonna go low. And once again, we need a 90-degree angle here and here to not have weird curves. And once again, we have to get rid of all these darts. So it crosses these two, so then we have to get rid of this dart here. And we connect this. And we have to redraw this line, so we can go like that. This is the same back piece I was showing you, and then I added here an elastic that I want to add of 2 centimeters. So all the gathers are going to be around this area. This part doesn't need gathers because it's going to be tied to my body. I'm going to divide it into 3 parts, and then I'm going to add this length in between these parts. I'm done with the patterns. If you see at the front, I reduced this one a little bit and I transferred a small dart here because I want to be able to see if I'm going to need extra or not. Basically what you do is just make a straight line perpendicular to the side line and just open it and close this dart as much as you want, and then you'll see that this side opens. And for the back piece, you can see that here I created 3 different parts and I separated them more or less 2 centimeters. Let's prototype and see if we like it. We have this done. I haven't added the back elastic yet, but I'm gonna try it on and see how it looks like at the front. Okay, it's not bad. The only thing is that I wish I had made these straps longer. So let's add the elastic here, but for now it's looking really good, so I'm happy with it. Okay, another problem with the elastic. I think it's too short because it should come around here. I removed the elastic of the straps for now because otherwise they were too small, and I extended the elastic of the back, which can go lower. The only thing is that I need to add weight here. So I think we're happy for now, and I'm going to start adding all the layers of ruffles. Hello, I came back from tennis and I hate myself. Ignore this bump, okay? Because I'm just stupid sometimes. Anyway, next step. We're gonna get our top and our measuring tape, and I'm gonna measure how big the waistline is. Mine is 110 centimeters, and I know that I want to do a ratio of 1.5 because for this fabric is what works best, but if you want to add more volume, you can do it of 2, 2.5, whatever you prefer. So if I know that mine is 110 centimeters times 1.5, the next ruffle is going to be 165 centimeters. So I'm going to cut a rectangle of 165 centimeters. And as I told you, I'm reusing this from the bell dress that I redid. The width is 20 centimeters. To be honest, if I was doing it again, I would do it a little bit longer. This, of course, always depends on how many layers you want to add. And then I would measure from my waist, because my top goes to the waist, to where I want my dress to end. And then I would divide that into how many tiers I want. I have the 3 layers. I'm gonna finish the prototype. The other fabric is in the wash, and once I start with that dress, I'm going to show you how to put it together. Layer 1 done. Second layer is on. The 3 layers are in, so I'll give it a good press and try it on. I look really cute. Okay, now problems. I don't like that this is so long, so I'm going to cut it here on the entire line. For the next dress, it's going to be long, so until my ankles, and these are going to be also longer because as you see now, it goes puffy really fast. So I want to spread the puff a little bit more. So this 1 centimeter to the right and 1 centimeter down. Then this, I'm going to make it a little bit shorter and a long dress. And as you can see, the fabric is dry now, so we're ready to rumble. We're going to need 2 of the front, we're going to need 2 of the back, we're going to need 2 of the straps, and then we're going to need as many tiers as you want. So in my case, I need 3 tiers. First thing we're going to do are the straps. So
First thing we're going to do is...
I have two straps.
Doesn't matter.
First thing we're going to do is the straps. That sounds wrong. We're going to do the straps. And the idea is that you put right sides together, and then you sew with 1 centimeter ease or whatever it is you add it, and then you flip them around. Next thing to do is going to be iron it flat. Now we have straps looking like straps, and we're going to get both fronts and close up the darts of the bust. Next, we're going to attach the front and back together. So what we do is put right sides together, and then we sew along the side seams. Both parts, the one that's going to be the main fabric and the one that's going to serve as the lining. The next step can be optional, but I like to do it because my fabric is like a viscose and it doesn't have a lot of structure. So what I did was interface all the neckline and the armholes. If your fabric has more structure than mine, then you can skip this step. Now that we have the straps and both front and back, we're going to attach the straps into the outside layer, so the one that has the interfacing on. We're going to do a little stitch to secure them, and then we're going to attach the lining and the main fabric together. So we're going to put right sides together of both parts, and we're going to run a stitch all around the neckline and the back line. And with that, we have the top part done. So let's try it and see if it fits me. Okay, looks nice. I like the positioning of this way better than before. For the elastic at the back, I'm going to be using black elastic of 1.5 centimeter width. And then I like to measure the back neckline, and mine is around, I don't know, 76 centimeters. So I'm going to cut less than that, 50 centimeters. We're going to look for the back, and we're going to be in between the two layers. And I'm going to attach the end of one of the elastics here, and then I'm going to run a stitch there, and I'm going to do exactly the same with the other side. I did a zigzag stitch because it holds it better. And now we have to make sure that the elastic is right on the edge, and then add a 2 centimeter stitching. We're going to create a channel 2 centimeters away from the back line. And what I'm going to do is create this channel while I pull on the elastic and make sure it's in between the two layers and inside. And like that, the top is done. So we're going to look into how to make the tiers now. For the tiers, I'm going to show you how to do it with French seams, because that's how I want to do it, but you don't have to do it that way. So when I say French seam, you can just put right sides together and create a seam, and that's also fine. Hi, we're back in Barcelona, and I have really limited time to finish this, so let's get into it. We get 2 ruffles and we put wrong sides together, and we sew the edge at 0.5 centimeters. And once that's done, you iron the seams flat, and then you put right sides together of the fabric, and you sew again at 0.5 centimeters, and you have to make sure that the seams get trapped inside of this new seam. This is how it looks like on the right side, and this is how it looks like on the wrong side. All the seams are perfect. And you repeat that for all the ruffles. And once that's done, you cut all the lengths that you need. And now I have the 3 tiers, and what I have to do is exactly the same. I will also use French seam, and I will close these open seams here to have a circle. Now that we have the 3 tiers, what I like to do is to divide them in 4s. So I do it in random places because I like that the seams are randomly placed. Do like this, and then make a little notch here and another one here, and then I will fold it again and I will add a notch here. Now that we have our notches in place, we're going to start gathering. For that, I'm going to add 2 basting stitches, which means that my stitch is going to be the longest length and that I'm not going to do back stitching. I'm going to start all the basting stitches at one of the notches, and I'm going to do it first at 0.5 centimeters from the edge of the fabric, and then another one 0.5 centimeters from the other basting stitches. Just like this. And we do that on one side of each tier. The idea of the gathers is that we pull on 2 of the threads at the same time, and we have to pull until the length of the tier is the same length as the tier above it, or as the bodice in this case. First tier done. Second tier is in. The first tier I did it with a French seam, but the second one I did it with normal seam because it's taking me too long and I don't have time because I need to have it before tomorrow. I just have to finish the hem and I'm done. Everyone is telling me that it looks too much like a box, and also this is too open for my liking. What if I add one strap here, and then I do it like this, and then the back is closer to my body? I added the straps, so let's try it on. I'm back in the Netherlands and everything was finished with way extra time, so everything was... This was not supposed to be a tutorial, so I'm sorry if it's a bit messy. Let me know though if you like this type of content or if you like it more structured. I'm trying to do something in between a vlog and a tutorial that it's not too boring but not too structured. Anyway, both dresses are done. I looked gorgeous in both of them. I used the prototype to go to the Taylor Swift concert, and the second one I used it to go to my best friend's wedding. I'm gonna show you a little clip now at the end. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you like, subscribe. If you want to see more pictures, follow me on Instagram. My handle is _nuriamo. Let me know if you make the dress, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye!